It is 52 degrees. I have honeybees on my external feeder that is about 75 yards from my beehives. So we're going to go out, inspect them, see how they're doing. Stay tuned. Hello YouTube. And today it is December the 16th. It's around 2 p.m. and we have about 55 degree weather here in Pennsylvania, which is pretty nice for this time of year. So I have honeybees on my feeder that I monitor in front of my window here. So I figure it's warm enough. I need to get in. It's kind of a long story. We have last week I noticed yellow jackets going in and out of all three of my hives, but it was like 45 degrees and I've noticed that the yellow jackets will fly before the honeybees will. I think the honeybees were still clustered up in their hive, all three of them. Like there was nothing, nobody was out on the front porch, nothing. So I think that's why. There seems to be plenty of activity there now, so I'm going to open them up. I have some fondant, 5 pounds of fondant that a gentleman in my local beekeeping organization was selling there in the fall, so I'm going to throw that on. So let me get my smoker fired up, and we're going to get down into these, just assess their strength really quickly, and get some food on them. I did take care of that yellow jacket nest. I found it was actually in my house underneath my siding, so I neutralized that. I haven't seen a yellow jacket on my feeder in a week, so I'm glad I did get to them, because the house was keeping them warm enough where they weren't actually they weren't out in the ground here where the cold temperatures would actually kill them. The warmth of the house was actually keeping that nest alive. So I mean, heck, they would have probably made it through winter with the way things were looking. So anyhow, we got that taken care of. Stay tuned here. I'll light my smoker up and let's get this over with. Okay, let's start in the middle hive. This is the one I have the most that I'm most worried about. There's no action here. Yeah, that's not good. Dang it. As a beekeeper, you're always wondering, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? Right here is right there's a yellow jacket right in the very top. So this colony was doing so well not that long ago. Darn it. I don't have to say, this is definitely a dead out. So a little bit of drawn out frame there, but not much going on in this super. Darn it, this makes me so sad. There's definitely honey in here. This is by no means a light box, I don't believe. I think this just happened. So sheesh. This box is extremely heavy. It's glued on there good too. I cannot fathom that this thing died out for food. This holy crap. The frames are sticking to each other. Holy crap. This box weighs 60, 70 pounds. It is full of honey. That box weighs a tremendous amount. Tremendous amount. So I cannot think that they had an issue with honey in stores. So it wasn't like I took too many of their stores last year. I just don't know. You guys let me know if there's something that you're seeing that I did, maybe. I don't think the population might have got down from the honey, maybe they froze. It only got down in the 20s like one time. I was a little worried about this one having the screen bottom board, but I think this might have been attracting the yellow jackets as well, that this was going on. There we have this bottom board, or this bottom box probably had, it's not as heavy as the upper one, but it definitely has some weight in it. Oh goodness, let me get everybody down to the carnage here. There you can see oh no, this is just terrible. Just they're all gone. They're all gone. So I did have a bunch of yellow jackets. They have plenty of food. It isn't a food issue. I can pull these frames out frame by frame, but I don't even see the queen. Of course, the yellow jackets could have gotten, you know, they could have already gotten to her. Well, first year beekeeper, I thought for sure. I had 3 strong colonies. I fed them everything. This is just, I'm gonna dump this a little piece away from the hives, just try not to attract. There, of course, there's a yellow jacket underneath. So, I took care of the hive, and they don't have anywhere to go now. So this one's probably just hanging out. Was hanging out. So, all right, everybody at home. Let me know for my assessment that if you think the yellow jackets maybe done that, let me know. I guess I'm gonna pull these I'm gonna pull this frame in, or both these boxes in, and extract some honey. I mean, there's a pile of honey in there. That's sad. I mean, it's hard to tell how old that queen was. Like I said, it was a swarm. I was thinking about replacing her here in the spring, but that could have been an issue, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna shut this off, move these boxes, and get them someplace where they don't start getting robbed. And then I'll jump into these other two quick. All right, YouTube. I'm sorry, that was disappointing. But as soon as I didn't see anything going in or out of that, I'm like, what the world? And the funny thing is, I have two hives right next to it. Like I said, that had to have just happened, because that upper box, I'm gonna weigh it and I'll put it in this video. That upper box, the upper deep was extremely. Okay, these they're doing pretty good. In fact, they're gonna be pretty spicy. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feed the fondant. One would assume that you should be putting it I can't put it on top of this top cover. You're supposed to use feeders. I don't really have a feeder per se like that. So I'm not getting any farther down in there to know they have plenty of food. I just need to figure out how I'm going to get the fondant on them. All right, we're back. We have a couple here that are confused. I guess I should be trying to put the feed in between this top cover and this and the tops of the frame. So I'll pop this off and try not to get whacked and let too much heat out. But both of these hives were new hives, and I want to leave a way to get up through here too. Yeah, they're buzzing me. They're letting me know that they're not happy with me. But I don't have rubber gloves anymore, and that one's trying to sting my eyeball. Yeah, these girls are not happy with me right now. They don't know that I'm trying to feed them so they can get through winter. So I'm gonna break blocks of this off, and probably people are gonna say I'm doing it wrong, and that's fine. I don't want to block off the middle of the so they can get up and the moisture can do its thing. This is supposed to accept moisture as well, so some of this is pretty thick, so I might break it down a little bit more. Yeah, and I'm hoping that just the weight, and I'll put a cinder block or something on top of here, that the weight will take care of smushing this out as it thaws out a little bit with our nice warm summer that we have. Or yeah, our summer, the sun, the nice warm sun that we have today. So I'm sure I'm not doing it the way you're supposed to, but I'm hoping that I won't do anything that's going to detriment my bees. So back on they're going to go. Hey, yeah, that's not good. Let's hope that this will smash that down, because I'm not even happy with that. I guess I should have got a feeder board, but all in all, that's on there. It's not going to let a whole lot of air in right now, and I will ratchet this back down. Wow, I'm still bummed about that last hive, people. It's just, I'll come back tonight after it gets dark. I'll come back and I'll try to I'll put some additional weight on this and make sure that it smashes that fondant down inside the frame. So all in all, there's activity at least, and they have plenty of food, and I've eliminated the yellow jacket threat. Apparently it was too little too late for the old swarm hive, and I feel bad about that, but like I said earlier, I don't know how old that queen was, and I'm also new to this, so stay tuned. I'll get this next hive ready and we'll delve down into it and see what we have. Hello YouTube again. This is my last hive, and if I'm gonna be honest, the one that I'd be worried about the least. These bees have been banging it all year. They've been making the honey, they've been doing all the things, and of course I open it up and there's no activity. There's a lot of bees in there, but not like the last one. It had me a little worried there. So we're gonna pop this, see what we got. There's bees, but not. Bees, but not a lot of bees. They're somewhat clustered there, I believe, if you can see down in there. I don't think they're happy that I'm here. And this is completely packed with honey. I can look down in there and see this is completely packed with honey. So let's hurry and just put that super back on and put some feed on top, even though I don't think I really need to. There's just no population I'm not extremely happy with, but plenty of food. I just seen a honeybee flying up, and I swear it looked like it had pollen in its basket. And it's December here in Pennsylvania, mid-December at that. Crazy. This is just insurance. I'm gonna break this one up a little bit more. That other hive, this hive was the one that was banging. I mean, it was banging it all year long. It made the most honey. It had the biggest population. It was a package that I bought. The other hive was just a, it was a nuke. That the first hive that was alive that you've seen, it was a nuke. So I'm going to try to break this up, spread it out a little bit more, get the thick pieces somewhere else. And it's okay if they line up. And please let me know what I'm doing wrong and that I need to have an actual candy board. I'm probably doing something wrong here. Hopefully this doesn't affect them, detriment to them. I'm trying to help them, not kill them. So, at any rate, please like and subscribe and help me on my beekeeping journey so I can become a better beekeeper, and everybody watches can become better beekeepers. All right, we're done. I'm gonna throw that the inner cover back on, and then I have a little surprise for this. This hive's gonna get it's gonna get the heater treatment. I have enough time yet today. I'm gonna mock that up and show everybody how that works. since it's a weak hive, I figure why not? Maybe I can pull something off. They have the food as long as I have the queen. I was trying to help that little lady out. I was gonna put her back in the entrance, but she flew off. Perfect. My straps I use to help keep, this keeps everything together in case there would be the random small critter. They're gonna have to knock the whole thing over. So that being said, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna show everybody my heater setup, just so we can make sure everybody can see. There we go. Perfect. Hello YouTube. Here we go. This is our setup. So I'm gonna throw some heat to this hive this winter. Now that I know that it's weak, it's prompted me to really get behind this, because I wasn't gonna do it. So you just need to use a drill bit, and I would recommend putting it in probably your upper deep if you're running a 2 deep setup, and that should gauge a pretty decent temperature, you know, that you're gonna have. So I have a drill bit to drill in to put this the temperature sender in, and then I'm just gonna run a screw into the side of my box underneath the lid to hold this, and that should shield a lot of it from the weather. And then of course here's your heating and your cooling plug. I'll put a link to this in, but this is, I believe this is the exact same setup that the bug farmer used. If not, I went with this because of the Wi-Fi. I can use my phone and monitor how warm my hives are. I think that's really cool. And then I went with this is a little different. I went with a reptile heating pad, and since I went with the style of bottom board with the inspection tray, I'm gonna lay this right in on top of the inspection tray, and then all I need to do is clearance a tiny little hole so this cable can go, you know, and go in, and you can shut the inspection tray up. So that's pretty much where we're at. I'll take you back and show you everything going in. This is pretty experimental for me. So this is definitely not a extreme how-to, but this is just what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. This should do. Just pull out your inspection tray. I'm gonna throw my reptile heating pad in. Don't close water. Don't bend. It's 20. This is a 20 watt one. So this will go in just like such. And then I'll probably need to shave a little bit off of. We'll just do this corner. Guess I should have thought that through, huh? Because it's gonna bend the daylights out of it if I don't. Oh, I see what I'll do. This will be the least invasive of everything. Is right here. I don't think they're liking that vibration, but I'm hoping they'll appreciate the heat. I'm hoping it doesn't mess them up. But honestly, if it runs them into maybe thinking that they need to start amping up for spring, they definitely have the resources to. So that would be kind of nice if they would. All right, we're gonna give that one more. Alright, just so you can see what I did there, I just used a drill bit and ran a little bit of an angle on the bottom of that so the cord will slip through. So, should be done with that. Close them up, put this here, and that will allow me to close that pretty much the whole way. Now I have this control, and then I have the actual Inkbird controller itself. I was thinking about running it like this, so you'd have the weather break, you know, from the cover, but I don't think that's really a very good weather break. I may use one of these cinder blocks and put all these connectors down in there, and then wrap them in plastic or something so they don't get wet. So that's probably what I'm going to do. It's going to be a little redneck, but always remember here with this setup, you're going to want to plug your heating pad in to your heating section of your controller, and then I'm pretty sure that's what I'll do. I'll put this like this, and then I'll be able to get power out here, and that should keep everything pretty dry underneath all of this, inside this cubby. I'll get you a video of it here in a minute. All right, sorry I got a little crazy. I already drilled my hole in here. This is where I'm putting my sensor, and I did set it to 60, but since it's up here closer to where I think the bees are gonna be, I'm gonna want to set it a little higher, because I don't think you want the bees getting that cold. Let's try. Okay. They are now set to 65 degrees. So, now it was reading at 63, so it's 65. These bees here should be, well, like I said, this will be heating, and we'll see. I'm gonna monitor it with my phone and see what we got, because no joke, like these girls, their population doesn't look the greatest. I could probably try to merge them, but it's kind of mind-boggling to know that this hive probably weighs this second deep right here. I'm not kidding you. It's probably 70 pounds. It is stacked, so it's definitely not a food issue. But these girls are definitely the population isn't as good as what it was with this hive. So I'm afraid I don't want them to start robbing them out. Oh geez, life of beekeeper. So this hive is definitely stronger than that hive, and this hive was way stronger all summer long. It's weird to see the difference. So these bees here definitely seem to be heading into winter a little better. So we'll just see what we have, and then and go from there. I might even close this entrance off a little bit more with one of these little blocks of wood, just so I can be in the hopes of this, you know, maybe not messing with them as bad. I think I'll go just a little bit more. I don't think they need quite as much of a landing pad here, so that should do. And it's fancy, but it's just a paint stick, and I used a rock to hold it up. They'll glue it in there here probably by the night. And this particular hive is down to pretty much a one in and out. Hopefully this works. If nothing else, I'll get to try out this new heater setup, which some may be thinking I'm crazy, but I think it's neat to try different things. I'm pretty sure the bug farmer's had his fair share of issues with it, even though he has heaters in some of his big bug barns. So there we go. I'll upgrade this in the summer with the fan set up if they make it through the winter here. So stay tuned, and we'll see where we're at. Don't expect another video here until probably February. I'm just gonna hunker down. They're heavy, they have food. I can't do much more, I don't think. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos. Trying to grow here. Of course, I do garage content as well, and I'm not sure where I want to settle my channel at. I'm going to get into some metal smelting as well. I got a furnace, so I'm gonna start doing that. Life's, you're only here so long, and if there's stuff that you see that looks fun, you try it. Worst you're gonna do is fail, and this is just one of my endeavors. I might fail at this. I might say heck with it. If both of these hives go south, I might be one of them with bee equipment for sale in the spring. You just don't know. It's do I really feel like going through this again? Do I want to go through I've already spent a lot of money. A couple packages ain't going to cost you much, but it just sucks looking back, thinking no more than a week ago I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get 3 more hives because I'm planning on splitting all 3 of these in the spring. And here I am. I already lost one, and they were so strong. So it's really humbling. You think, it isn't like I thought I had everything figured out, but when I seen how strong the colonies were, and then I fed them with 2-gallon buckets of 2 to 1, and they were just packing weight on them, like they got it made. So I'll leave everybody here at home with some footage of some bees where the old hive used to be, and they're just must have had a little bit of honey drop down when I broke the boxes loose. So the good thing is I've seen barely any yellow jackets. I've only seen, I think, one last smushed earlier, and then yep, they're pretty calm. The last time I think I got in that white hive, they lit me up. So maybe they knew they were in trouble and they were in distress mode. I don't know. I got stung. I got stung like underneath the neck. I didn't have a veil or anything on. I was putting a bucket feeder on, and I thought I could sneak in and do it without them, Yeah, I was wrong. One came straight out, beelined me, got me right in front of the Adam's apple, and then my neck swelled up, and then I looked fatter than I already am. So you gotta wonder what they're saying and thinking. Hello everybody home. This is the 8-frame double deep with a honey super that didn't make it. We'll see what it weighs. It's pretty heavy for an 8-frame. It definitely did not run out of food. It is 57 pounds, 5.4 ounces. It's heavy. I don't know if that was my issue and they just got too cold because it was a screen bottom. I don't know if I should have tried to plug that up. It hasn't. We've only had 2 little cold spells, and they weren't that long, so I'm a little surprised. So I can see there's 2 little clusters of bees in here, and when I pop them out, I'll try to get that on film. This is really glued up here really good, so I'm gonna put it here on this garbage bag. It's probably gonna start dripping some honey, and I'm gonna have to get all my honey extracting equipment out, I guess, because yeah, there's a lot of honey here to get out. Hello YouTube, we're back, and we have our 8 frame. This is our bottom deep that was on the hive. All I did was I broke it apart just so you didn't have to watch me struggle through all that. And one thing I wanted to note, if I didn't already, is that all of the little bee bodies that I found, even the ones down in the bottom of the cover earlier in the video, they're all, you know, it's not like they're dried out and crusty. I've seen bees flying in and out of this less than a week ago. So that's why I was kind of, you know, shocked that there was no activity. And I think I know why, but I don't know why at the same time. So we're gonna go into this, and I want everybody to share your thoughts. So here we go. I'm hoping everybody can see. That's the worst part. I don't want to start doing all this and then find out that nothing's in frame. So we're good. So this is the furthermost to the outside. And as you can see, it has some capped honey here and a bunch of fresh uncapped honey there. And this side actually was, this whole area here, well, this area here had nectar, and this area, it was built out almost ½ an inch, and I just shaved it off. I'm just basically getting it set up for the next bees. And then this here plastic frame was one that my mentor gave me. See how dark that is? This particular frame, I remember in one of my earlier videos, after I got the swarm, that you could see the eggs in it so easily because of the black background and this dark comb. So there you can see that's what's going on in this one. Nothing going on, no brood at all. There's 0 brood here. And you keep moving yourself in, you know, there's a little bit of, you can see this, there's a little bit of nectar in this area, but nothing. And at one point this was just loaded with brood. Now, like I said earlier, this was a swarm. Nothing. A little bit of nectar in this top corner. Nothing going on at all. Same thing. This is a brood frame. It's a little bit of nectar in this top corner. Over here, I do remember some of this little bit of wonky, wavy stuff from a couple of these old combs that I got off my mentor. There's some capped honey. Good to go. So this is the bottom. Keep in mind that the top deep we're going to get into here, and that's where we're going to find a lot more of the bees. This has some capped honey, and then this has nectar cleaned down halfway into this into this frame. And then here we got some really wonky stuff, which I may break this out in hopes that the next set of bees will finish this out the right way. So I'll let this one aside so I can fix that. And here we have a frame it's got nectar down here, and they didn't draw it out the rest of the way. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but same thing. There's nectar quarter way down in this frame. The very bottom is fairly bare. So these, there's a little bit of capped, a little bit of nectar. This is built out pretty far. Far enough that I think that they may have been rearing brood in this, but I'm not sure. Here we go, same deal. Just to reiterate, this was a swarm that I caught. This was a built-out frame, and there was eggs in all of this. In one of my earlier videos, you just have to see it. That queen was going crazy as soon as she went in here. Something happened to that queen, apparently. So I'll see if I can find any evidence, but to see there's zero capped brood in this frame. There's no brood at all. I'm not, I think something happened to the queen, and I do want to show. When I say, like, it isn't like I wasn't keeping an eye on my bees. Right here, here's a right here's one of the workers. As you can see, she is still with us, but almost the entire hive is it's gone. So I'm not sure if I can revive this girl, but it isn't like she didn't have a whole hive full of honey. Now she's been in the garage in the warm for three or 4 days. Poor little girl. I feel so bad. I tried to do, right by him, but I'm not sure where I went wrong with this one. So maybe the queen, just something happened. I know I had a lot of yellow jacket issues. I treated for mites with oxalic acid, not the way, like I probably could have done more, but if I would have found, brood with pinholes in it, I would have known I failed on that. But just seeing no brood, it's like the queen just vanished. So I don't know, but I'm gonna clean up my mess here. Look for any more survivors. But you can see there's a few here, but they're I don't know. They're all, even the ones I dumped, I think they got taken out with there just wasn't the numbers in the hive to keep it warm enough, and they perished because of getting too cold, is my guess. This particular bee is still with us, so we'll see. We'll give her a little bit of honey. Maybe, just maybe, I can get it going good enough, and it'll be accepted by one of my other 2 hives. So we're gonna pause for the cause, and I will get you in the 60-pound 8-frame deep, upper deep. It is so heavy, and there are clusters of bees that look like they possibly froze, so I'll try to get. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we are with the 57-pound filled up with honey upper deep. And when I picked it up, it's been sitting on my garage floor for about 3 days, and I had it sitting on this garbage bag. And if you look carefully, you'll see we have some, there's more than just that one. There's a few bees here that are still alive, barely. So I'm not sure. I don't see a queen, but like I said earlier, if there was a queen in this hive, there should have been some brood in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna figure, who knows? Let's see if we can find the queen in here. That's where we're gonna go. That's where we're gonna go from here. So first year beekeeper, maybe I failed. Maybe I should have got down in the deeps a little bit more and did a little more investigating, but I had no idea that I was missing a queen. Ignorance, I guess. I was planning on replacing this particular queen in the spring because I didn't know how old it was. This felt kind of, she was doing really well when I checked on her as soon as she moved in, you know. Moved her in here, she was laying eggs like a champ. Everything seemed fine. The population seemed great. Now, I did have a very strong yellow jacket presence on my property, and my property's only a couple acres. And I personally taken out 4 yellow jacket nests. When you would go to the bee yard, there was just a constant presence of yellow jackets in the bee yard, mainly down, and I didn't think they were really harming anything, but they were mainly down in the underneath the hives, because I have them elevated, and I'm gonna need my J-hook. So I am. These frames are welded in here. Okay, I'm back with my J-hook. These frames are in there, but I need to be careful because there goes 1, and there we go 2. I'm planning on extracting this honey, and it is a freaking mess. So maybe I can see, I'm hoping to see maybe what happened here. I'd almost bet you that this particular bee is still hanging in there, and it is barely. I think they got cold, and because of the low numbers, and they just couldn't. They just couldn't sustain the heat that they needed to stay, you know, to stay warm. So we'll move over to the next one. See what we got going on here. All kinds of honey running out. So this has been inside my garage, which hasn't been super warm. And there's bees dropping. You can see where they were trying to stay warm here. Look at that. You know, that bee's still alive. That bee's still, they're still alive. They're not moving. And it's definitely, it's probably 70 in here right now. So they're just barely hanging on to life, I guess. So my plan is to extract the honey, and I'll try again next year with maybe I'll have some more more experience and be able to figure out what's going on here, because I'm a little lost how they went from so strong and all kinds of food to, well, there's the queen right there. There she is. And as you can see, there's no cat brood in here. None. So I'm not sure that she just completely shut down. But they had food. I mean, I see different, looks like some bee bread and pollen in here. At least I'm pretty sure that's a queen. It has a lot larger abdomen than the rest. Let me know what you think. Pretty sure that's going to be her though. I remember seeing her one other time, and she wasn't a big queen, but she was laying like a champ. Who knows? Yeah, I'm most certain we'll find that that is actually the queen. And she's dead for sure. I'll clean the rest of these frames up before I attempt to extract them. So this particular hive was alive and well a week ago. At least it appeared that way. But I would almost bet that... Huh. Can you tell me what that means? Were they cold? There's a whole bunch of butts. Whole bunch of butts sticking in the... their butts are sticking out. That's it. And there does appear to be a few cat brood here, but very, very few. So was my queen failing? There's no pinholes in those brood frames, so I think they just froze. They got too cold and froze to death because the numbers were too low. Dang it. I wish I had more answers. But both sides of this frame are the same. You can see in there. Those are all butts sticking out. And it isn't like they were looking for food. I think they were looking for warmth. Both sides in the exact same spot. And the next frame will be the middle frame. This girl here is pretty lively yet. So she is. Probably gonna have bees flying around in here tomorrow when I get off work. So it isn't like I wasn't paying attention to what was going on here. I noticed yellow jackets, and I took care of my hive. My yellow jacket hive. I neutralized it, but I was thinking I might have been a little bit too late. Look at this. They had plenty of food. And what doesn't have brood in it had what doesn't have food had brood earlier in the year. Now we're getting in some pretty heavy. These ones are getting heavy. Look at that. Think my bee's starved? I don't. Good grief. The rest of these are looking pretty similar. I didn't know the age of the queen. I'm not saying she failed. I'm just saying, I mean, I could have still failed, but there's plenty of food in there for them. That's for sure. And this is in the was in the upper deep. I'm not saying I know everything, because I don't know anything. And I just want to become a better beekeeper. And I'll tell you this, these last 3 frames they're pretty freaking awesome as far as an upper deep and an 8-frame hive. That's why it weighed 57 pounds, because they're just beautiful. So 3 full ones, that's for sure. 3 full deeps. Alrighty. I guess I'll have a little bit of a bee hospital here. I'll clean up all of my, wax that I can, and I'll put some of these frames back in that don't have a whole lot drawn out, and then you tell me what I need to do. I don't know if I want to try to freeze them 1 or 2 at a time and then put them back in here and reset them for next year, or what. But she's not a really big queen, but she was doing good earlier in the year. So this is my first hive loss as a beekeeper, and I'm not sure what happened. Let me know, give me thoughts. I was thinking for sure it was a varroa mite issue, but I'm not. There's no capped brood. So for some reason that queen was not laying brood. There was none. Something happened. There she was. How long she's been dead, I don't know. But I think I found like 5 cells that were capped over brood in there. So, like I said, I had no idea of her age. There was a swarm this year. Maybe she just failed at the wrong time. They couldn't replace her. Those are my guesses. So, thanks for watching. I'm sorry this is going to be a long, drawn out one. I'm going to put this at the tail end of my initial video that showed when I first discovered that this hive was in trouble, and when I inspected my 2 other hives. So please like, subscribe, and follow me for some more. Next year, we'll see where we go with all this. Thanks for watching, man. Mike's Garage. Hello, YouTube. I just wanted to show you the app for the Inkbird Wi-Fi temperature, and it's a heating and cooling setup, but I'm just using the heater with that aquarium pad in it, and it is keeping the inside of it. I have it set at 65 and it's at 63, so I think it's actually banged off the the upper limit. It goes down, I think, I have it set at 2 or 3 degrees. It'll vary, so it's not kicking on and off constantly. You can set it clean up to where it's within 1/10 of a degree, and it will kick on as soon as it needs to. So let me look here real quick. The temperature outside is 36. So it's got the, I mean, I'm sure the bees have something to do with how warm they are. So I just wanted to show everybody that. We'll see. Hopefully that keeps that weak hive alive. I also threw a protein patty in it, a half of one, actually in both hives I have. Just thinking, get that queen jump started, and she needs some. They need some bees in there. So I don't know. Hopefully this will, the heater in there will keep it going long enough to for them to catch up. We'll see. I'm a little confused. Why there was only 10 brood cells in that whole 8-frame hive, and at the same time there's like 60 pounds of honey in it. I don't really know. So if you have any thoughts, any ideas what could have happened, just leave a comment down in there and in the section, and we'll try to maybe figure out what happened together. Other people can see, maybe learn. Who knows? Losing your first hive, guys, it sucks, but sooner or later I knew it was going to happen. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on Mad Mike's Garage.